How much do I need to retire is one of the most common searches for retirement. It's a huge question, and the short answer will always be, it depends. There is no one-size-fits-all answer to this question, as what works for you will not be suitable for someone else. There are many factors within our own control, and there are others which we can exert no influence on. The unpredictability of the future, the fluctuation of inflation rates, the stock market, the nature of support your family might require, or even the course of your own life will make this a challenging task. It can be easy to get overwhelmed due to the uncertainty that you face. This uncertainty often results in fear, prompting many to remain in the workforce longer than they need to. When we are young, many of us focus on building wealth, working hard and putting in long hours to climb the career ladder. In return, we hope to increase our income and put money away for the future. As you grow older, amassing wealth and resources, you'll eventually reach the stage where time and health become your most valuable assets. Many people continue to work and do so much longer than they need to. They save too much for their retirement, but then a life event happens. Illness strikes or the loss of a loved one reminds people of their own mortality. It is a stark reminder that the time we have is limited and we must live our lives to the fullest. If retirement planning is so uncertain, then how can we have confidence in a retirement nest egg? How can we sleep at night when there are so many factors to consider? Well, the answer is twofold: knowledge and adaptability. We must educate ourselves to understand what may influence our plans and be adaptable to change, because it will inevitably happen. In this video, we're going to look at how much you need to retire, how you can retire with greater confidence through understanding some of the challenges and opportunities you might face, and if you plan correctly, how you can retire even earlier. And with that, welcome to Founder Money. Hello and a warm welcome to those of you who are new here. I'm Connor, a very early retiree who's achieved financial freedom in my 30s and retired last December aged 40. In my retirement, I have launched this YouTube channel to help others plan for and prepare to retire early. Thank you so much for watching, and if you do like my content, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. The 4% rule comes from a research paper by 3 professors of Trinity University. No, not Dublin Trinity. This rule states that if you withdraw 4% of your portfolio every year, you can sustain your withdrawals for over 30 years. Many people who are focused on retirement use the 4% rule as a guide to how much they might need. For every £100,000 saved and invested, they should be able to withdraw 4% per year, adjusted for inflation, throughout their entire retirement. If you want to live on £20,000 per year in retirement, then you will need to save and invest £500,000. £40,000 in retirement, a cool £1 million will be required to fund it. Or if you want to do this based on your own figures, the quick and easy way to do so is to take your current annual budget and multiply it by 25. If that figure scares you, then you might want to check out my other videos on budgeting and saving money on this channel. I'll be the first to admit that I don't necessarily agree with the principles of the 4% rule, and I will be covering this in a future video. But there are many reasons why it's great. The top one is that it quantifies and simplifies the act of planning for retirement. It gives us something to aim for, and for many, this is a huge motivator. However, to be completely honest, saving £500,000 or £1 million will be out of the reach of a lot of people. It will be impossible to do so, and when you mention big figures like this, they automatically switch off from the conversation. In fact, I have found that some people negatively react to it if they realise that they will never reach that goal. It's a sobering reminder that retirement may not be all that we expect. So if you're in your 20s or your 30s and watching this video, please put away 15% for your retirement starting right now. And you can thank me later.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
In my opinion, the 4% rule doesn't give us the full picture. The reality is you can retire confidently with much less, provided you're willing to be adaptable and ready to make necessary changes. Saving and investing more money is only one of the factors that we need to give consideration to. Trev and Bev are a married couple in their late 40s, and in retirement they aim to spend around £40,000 per year. Giving themselves another 10 years in the workforce, they are willing to focus on their retirement saving and make this a priority. If we use the 4% rule, Trev and Bev would need about £1 million saved in investment at retirement age, and they would need this to reach their target spending number. Currently, their combined pension pots total £200,000 and they have no other savings. If we're being completely honest here, this picture doesn't look too promising for the couple, but maybe we're not as wrong as we all think. If we assume that Bev and Trev look at their situation and ramp up their pension contributions, and they are now able to add £15,000 per year to their pensions, and they achieve a 7% return over the next 10 years, then their pension pots could total over £600,000 at that time. By continuing to keep paying into their pensions, they'll automatically get to 60% of their total goal in 10 years or more. And at that time, if they chose to take 4% out of their workplace pensions following the Trinity study, then around £24,500 at 4% of their total pension could be taken. And for a lot of people, this will more than cover the necessities in their lives. And time isn't the only benefit we have on our side. In the UK, the majority of us who have worked throughout our lifetimes will have accrued a full state pension, and we must also consider this. For those of us around the age of 40 today, our pension age will be about 68. Sadly, the pension age is only going one way also, up. However, at £10,600 per year per person, the state pension does significantly reduce the amount that we need to have invested. With a combined total of over £21,000 coming into their household in their late 60s from the state pension alone, the couple would be able to fully meet their financial goals when they reach the state pension age, both from their own personal pension and from the state pension. However, as it stands, Trev and Bev would have to significantly increase their withdrawal rate in the years between retirement and the state pension age. This could have disastrous consequences for their finances, and I would wholly advise against it. However, once again, all is not lost. Trev and Bev have the opportunity and are willing to make changes now that will affect their retirement. They could, of course, save more, but on the other hand, they could look at reducing their costs. It is also important to note that your private or workplace pension is normally available 10 years before the state pension age. If you want to retire before that age, which is 58 for anyone who's around 40 now, then you will need to find a way to fund this period before you can release your pension. And ISAs, or individual savings accounts, are a great way to do this. Budgeting is the cornerstone of building and maintaining wealth. For most people who have not engaged in the ancient art of ruthless budgeting, there are always ways to trim the fat. Whether or not you want to, though, is another matter entirely. However, Trev and Bev could look at reducing their expenditure and leading a slightly less expensive life in their retirement.
There's one thing I can't stand.
Sometimes retirement just costs less than working. One car needed rather than two, or eating out when at the office versus making homemade lunches. Living on less doesn't mean a less exciting retirement. It may just mean that it's now time to stop paying for your 30-year-old daughter's diesel in her car each week. Though I'm still living at my mum and dad cut me off their Netflix account, so if you think about it like this, for every £1 that Trev and Bev reduce their budget by, they would need £25 less saved and invested. Or for every £4,000 removed from their budget each year, £100,000 less is needed. It is significant. It might now be time to release some of the equity in your home through downsizing. It is not uncommon for many retirees to be able to release hundreds of thousands of pounds in their property. Downsizing may not only release equity, but many retirees find themselves in too much home after their children have left. Empty houses still cost money to heat, light and insure. Some early retirees choose to supplement their pensions with part-time work or by consulting. By taking a lower stress job or earning just a little bit each month through part-time work, you can significantly reduce the amount that you need in your retirement. Some use this money for the nicer things. Others need this money as a necessity. Using the 25 times multiple based on our 4% rule, for every £4,000 you earn each year, you'll need £100,000 less in your pensions. I have spoken to countless retirees over the past year, and many of them have chosen to work just a little bit longer to add additional money to their retirement pots. For some, this is a prudent move. You are currently likely in the highest paying job of your career, and looking for alternative income after leaving the workforce may mean that you need to take a much lower rate of pay. Last week, I saw that McDonald's is now actively recruiting retirees for their customer experience team. This could be a sign of the times, both in their ability to attract staff and the needs of retirees. You have time to make the right decisions based on your needs. Be confident in your choices and move forward when you're ready. If we were to blindly follow the 4% rule, then our only option is to keep saving more money until we reach the number that will afford our desired retirement income. However, the 4% rule is not the only strategy that we have, and for many of us, our retirement plans will be a mixture of plans and ultimately our own choices. There is no right or wrong way, only what is right for you. And I hope that this video has helped you look at some of the other options that you have available. Thanks once again for watching Founded Money and building your knowledge and wealth with me. If you found any of my content useful or informative, I would greatly appreciate you subscribing to the channel. You can do that down there, or by sharing my content with somebody else. See you in the next video. Bye bye.